But, you know, relationships are an important aspect of how we live. And even though it's a lockdown, look, we also do know that we have to keep it tight. Especially for couples who were not having some good times before the lockdown. It means that that enemy that you always dreaded seeing, for which you always would have to stay out late, go and drink beer or take akpeteshi by Friday night, you now have to go and see the person face to face each day. It's a lockdown. Lockdown. So that is why we decided to have an interaction with Uncle Ebo White about a week ago. If he can put something together, and God being so good, he decided to put something virtually. So we'll have a piece of that, an advice and some discussion by Uncle Ebo White. After that also, we'll talk about some great relationship and interaction we can have with you. We're also talking about education virtual and how the teaching is going on the internet and how our kids are coping. We'll give you an insight into what the NDC is also talking about because of lockdown and how they're advising government on the economy, security related issues. But let's look at that relationship interaction with Uncle Ebo White now.
To look at what we can learn from these times. This episode is coming to you in the era of the coronavirus pandemic. Panic everywhere. People are no longer hugging. I'm wondering what people like Ife, how they are surviving. Abiziga sleeps better only when she gets a hug, so I'm sure she's on a ventilator or something. So these are strange times, but life continues. Life goes on. So what are some of the lessons we can pick and some wisdom that we can pick in these times when we never know? We never know what tomorrow is going to bring. So let's go. You can call this the coronavirus edition, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. But the positive one. Now, the first lesson for me is this, that there will be winners and losers in this crisis. There will be people who lose big time. And I'm not talking about life. I'm talking about quality, standard of living and everything. And then there are those who are going to thrive under these circumstances. Today I'm going to introduce you to one group of winners and one group of losers. So, winners. Those who are going to win in this crisis are those who have always invested in their relationships. Because you see, life is grinding to a halt. Everything is on suspension now. So you are with your family, you are home, or you are with one person that means the world to you. Now, if you haven't invested in this person, if you haven't bonded well enough with this person, now that you are home, it's going to be very stressful for you. Because there's not going to be any conversation going on. There's not going to be any fun things going on because you are strangers to each other. So those who are winning right now and who I'm sure if you ask them are praying that this will last a little bit longer are those for whom this is an extended holiday. And they are having fun, and they are with their family, they are with their children, they are with their spouses, and they are having fun. They talk, they play, they eat together, they have fun together that they haven't had in a long time. They are winners. And then the loser is the one who made his home bed and breakfast. Oh, minus the breakfast, because he didn't have time to take breakfast. Yeah. The one, you know them. You know the person who leaves home at the crack of dawn because he has to avoid traffic and get to the office early enough, and does not come home till 9:30 when all the children are asleep. Now they are going to have a very difficult time now, because what are you going to talk about? You don't even have any history. You don't have anything going. So you are a stranger in the house. And you know, your spouse and your children, if you've always treated them as if they didn't matter, this is the time, payback time, and they will pay you back big time. They'll be having fun. They'll be having fun in the hall. As soon as you enter, everybody goes quiet. And then they are looking at you, and you are standing there, and you say, what are you people talking about? And your daughter is likely to go, nothing. Nothing. And you're going to stand there. So there'll be winners and losers. I hope you are on the winning side. And if you are not, then lesson number 2. There's always an opportunity to press the reset button. We've all become a bit being surrounded by a lot of technology. Now, one of the fantastic things about every form of technology is that they always have this button they call the reset button, where things are not going the right way, you don't like the way things are going. There's always this button you press, and everything, you have a new beginning. And I believe that the coronavirus is a reset button for those of us who haven't done well so far. It is a reset button for you to now begin to understand what matters. You know, in the crisis, in all the countries that have gone into lockdown, nobody was locked down in an office. Everybody was told, stay at home. They didn't say, stay at your office, behind your desk, with your laptop. They sent you home. Stay home. There's a lesson there for all of us. Your home means a lot to you. At the end of the day, it is all you have. It is all you have. And so this is the reset button. This is the time for us to understand that my home and those I share that home with matter. They must be my priority. So far, many of us have made our work our priority. But you know, your work has sent you home. Now it is the home that is now having to sustain you. So press the reset button now. Ask yourself this question. If, God forbid, but if you did not make it out of this through this crisis, how would you want to be remembered? By the one you say you love, not by your colleagues. As your colleagues will remember you for whatever. It doesn't matter. But the one person that means the world to you, how will that person remember you? If the person is mourning at your funeral, what will be the content of the mourning and the reason for the mourning? Is it that, you know, there are widows and widowers who cry at a funeral because everybody is watching me. I must cry, or they will say I killed him. But in my heart of hearts, oh, good riddance. You should have gone earlier. Would that be the case? Or would this be the case of, I've just lost my best friend. I've just lost the greatest lover of my life. Would that be the reason why your partner, your spouse, will be crying? So, reset button. Let's all take the opportunity of resetting our button, of rearranging our priorities and knowing what matters, what does not matter. Because in the day-to-day activity, there are lots of things that don't matter that we think matter and we devote too much time to. This is the time to realize not very much matters. 3, there are no guarantees in life. There are no guarantees in life. So today, express your love today. Because you may not have the chance to say it tomorrow. That email you've been wanting to send to that girl, send it. Send it. That thank you note you needed to write to that boy. Oh, send it today. Send it today. Listen, you may be here today because you are listening to me, but that person may not be here tomorrow. So, life gives you no guarantees. Don't take anything for granted. Don't take anything for granted. Don't take for granted the fact that you even have somebody's love in your life. Don't take for granted that for granted. So today, find ways of celebrating those who love you. Find a way of letting them know you are glad they are in your life. Because life gives us no guarantees. If you do not believe me, go and ask Boris Johnson. After locking Britain down, he locked Britain down, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Today he is tested positive.
And Prince Charles?
No, Prince Charles we have known. And Prince Charles did not shut a nation down. This guy did. And in shutting the nation down, No, there are no guarantees in life. And that is one thing I love about coronavirus. It is no respecter of persons. You know, the kind of people it is touching. It enters a nation and it touches the stars. It touches the big men and things like that. I wish all crises were like that. they would touch the policymakers. 4, we are each other's keepers. We are each other's keeper. You know, we forget that what concerns me concerns you. What concerns you concerns me, because we are that interconnected. Otherwise, how do you explain that an epidemic that broke in a little known province in China should now cause the whole world, whether they like it or not, to shut down? We are each other's keepers. So what concerns you must concern me. Otherwise, I do not value myself. And what concerns me must concern you. Otherwise, you do not value yourself. We are that interconnected. And that is why, from now on, we should look at each other differently. And because we are each other's keeper, that is why the social distancing protocols that have been rolled out, you must be mindful of it. If you don't value your life, at least value the lives of those you interact with. Value them. So, wash those hands. Clean the environment. Don't touch your face too much. No handshakes for now. And let our busy guests in your life wait. They will get a hug later. But oh my goodness, when this virus is gone.